Hey there, and welcome. So, have you been thinking about what's next for you career-wise? Maybe you're eyeing a promotion or just a bigger role where you can really make an impact? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea: how you can start preparing for that next step right now without waiting for anyone to give you the green light. All right, so here's our game plan for this session. First, we're going to tap into that natural ambition for growth that I know you have. Then, and this is a big one, we'll debunk a huge myth that holds so many talented people back. After that, we'll replace it with a brand new leadership mindset, give you a practical toolkit you can start using literally tomorrow, and we'll wrap it all up by showing you how your future really does start today. Okay, so let's start with that feeling. You know the one I'm talking about, that little voice inside your head that's whispering, "I'm ready for more." It's that drive to grow, to contribute on a bigger scale, to take on some new challenges. And honestly, that feeling, that's the starting point for pretty much every major career move. I mean, have you ever caught yourself thinking something kind of like this? Yeah, if any of that sounds familiar, then trust me, you are in exactly the right place. We're here to help you take that ambition and turn it into real, concrete steps, steps that are going to get you noticed for all the right reasons. Okay, so before we can start building up all of these new habits, we first have to break something down. See, there's this really common belief about leadership that just quietly sabotages so many careers. I'm not kidding, it's probably the single biggest roadblock for talented people out there. And what is it? It's the belief that leadership begins after you get a promotion. This is such a trap. It basically encourages you to just sit back and wait for a title, for someone to give you permission to lead. But the reality is, you should be taking that initiative right now. So what's the alternative, right? Well, it's all about a powerful shift in your mindset. See, true leadership isn't some title that someone hands you. No, it's an approach that you choose to bring to your work every single day, right in the role you have now. And this really lays it all out. The old way of thinking, that puts your career in the passenger seat. You're just waiting for someone else to hand you the keys. But the reality, that puts you in the driver's seat. So the big takeaway here is this: leadership doesn't start when your title changes. It starts the moment your mindset does. And this is what we call the leadership mindset. What is it, really? It's about thinking like an owner of your work, not just a renter. It's about communicating with purpose, to create clarity instead of confusion. And it's about collaborating in a way that lifts everybody up. It's all about demonstrating through your simple, everyday actions that you're already operating at that next level. Okay, so having a powerful mindset is the foundation, for sure. But how do we actually turn that mindset into action, right? Well, that's where the Leader's Toolkit comes in. These are the actual behaviors that bring that whole mindset to life. You can see here how it all connects. It starts with that mindset shift. That shift naturally leads you to communicate with more clarity. For example, instead of a meeting just ending, maybe you're the one who sends a quick recap email with the key decisions, right? That small act, that simple email, it builds trust. And when people trust you, you're already showing the exact qualities needed for that next big role. And I want to be crystal clear about this. This is not about grand, sweeping gestures. Not at all. It's about the small stuff. It's how you phrase that email to a colleague who's clearly stressed out. It's offering help before you're even asked. Or maybe it's you being the one to spot a potential problem in a project before it blows up. Leadership is built in those little everyday moments. So you see, this is how it all comes together. When you have the right mindset and you combine it with the right daily actions, you are the one in control of your career path. You stop waiting for your future to happen to you, and you start actively building it, one small decision at a time. So what's the big payoff here? Well, first, you start to stand out for how you work, not just for the numbers you hit. And that, my friends, is the right kind of visibility, the kind that's built on real substance. You also get to build those essential leadership skills before you're even in a leadership role. And finally, you send a clear, undeniable message to everyone around you: I am ready for the next challenge. So I'm going to leave you with one final and really crucial thought. This whole session was about more than just listening, right? It's about doing. So think about that toolkit we talked about: taking ownership, communicating with clarity, building trust. What is the one small leadership behavior you can commit to practicing tomorrow? Because that single action, that's where your next role truly begins.